Alrighty then, my roll chums, it is I, Daniel, you may call me the pop culture dude, and after that Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is available now to stream on Paramount Plus, we actually got a huge update on Sonic Movie 3, and it's all thanks to the writers themselves, Pat Casey and Josh Miller. I mean, after the massive anticipation of Shout the Hedgehog being teased at the mid-credit scene of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, we expect that he could have a very huge role for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Even director Jeff Fowler just teased the dynamic of Sonic and Shadow, where he described Shadow as a totally different character compared to Knuckles and Tails, and he's a bit more no-nonsense, where he's definitely a contrast to the other characters, especially Sonic. As Jeff Fowler's very proud that his career has come full circle when it comes to introducing Shout the Hedgehog in Sonic Movie 3, all because he has worked on the cutscenes for the Shout the Hedgehog video game back in 2005. Also, let's not forget that Jeff Fowler has confirmed to admit that Shout the Hedgehog was always their planned character to be added at the mid-credits, so he could be set up for the main focus for Sonic Movie 3.
Fortunately, everybody else on our side, the filmmaking side, Sega, Paramount, our producers, everyone kind of felt the same way. It was like, oh yeah, that's what we got to do. So that sort of clicked from early on, and I'm so excited about people seeing it.
Yeah, did you come close to another character? Was it always that character?
It was always that character.
Also, as co-writer Pat Casey teased more details of Shout the Hedgehog in a Green Hill Zone podcast, the reason why he was added is one of the obvious reasons, because of his popularity. I mean, duh, he's one of the most popular Sonic characters of all time. As Pat Casey described Shadow as driven by anger and revenge, similar to Knuckles, but the key difference is that Shadow isn't misunderstood like the Red Echidna was in the sequel. Casey also teased that Sonic's efforts to connect with Shadow wouldn't be quite as easy as it was with Tails and Knuckles. Sonic's never had to deal with someone as emotionally damaged like Shadow. When he sees Shadow, he's like, well, I'll teach him about the power of friendship like with Knuckles, but that's not gonna work on Shadow. As this best perfectly describes that the conflict between Shadow and Sonic will be different from Sonic and Knuckles in Sonic Movie 2. It's not gonna be like, you don't have to be alone anymore, let's be friends with Knuckles, bada bing bada boom. That's not gonna be the case with Shadow, because in the third movie, you know that Pat Casey just teased that Shadow has been emotionally damaged and Sonic has never faced someone who has been emotionally damaged. And it's all because if you know the origin story of Shout the Hedgehog back in Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow had a close friend named Maria Robotnik, aka the granddaughter of Gerald Robotnik, aka the grandfather of Eggman. Until when the gun organization discovered of Joe Robotnik's ultimate life form, aka Project Shadow, that's when they were after Shadow the Hedgehog. They shot Maria Robotnik tragically, and that's where Shadow seeks vengeance with anger after what humanity has done to Maria Robotnik, who was the closest friend that Shadow had. As the next Sonic movie is potentially teased to have a darker tone with the inclusion of Shout the Hedgehog, especially for adapting his origin story for Sonic Movie 3. Also, the voice of Sonic himself, Ben Schwartz, teased that Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is going to be bananas!
Baba Booey.
All joking aside, this is what Ben Schwartz means from describing Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is going to be bananas. He teased, for Sonic 2 we blew it out so much, and for 3 it's going to be bananas. It's gonna be crazy, I can't wait. And boy, it's going to be crazy indeed, Ben Schwartz. Like for my most popular upload on this channel, my Sonic Movie 3 predictions video, if you haven't checked out that video, please go watch it. I mentioned that if they take the Sonic Adventure 2 inspiration as the adaptation, it's gonna be a really wild one for the Sonic Cinematic Universe. Also, let's not forget, Jeff Fowler confirms that future Sonic movie installments will not follow the games in a chronological order, and we got even more details teased from Pat Casey and Josh Miller. Patrick Casey and Josh Miller, the writing duo responsible for the first and second Sonic the Hedgehog live-action movies, have talked about the films and the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog 3 in a small event held by Klamath Community College for its students. When asked about Amy and if she could appear in the sequel, the duo couldn't answer it properly due to a non-disclosure agreement, but said that things are in the works. Even though Amy Rose hasn't officially been confirmed or denied to be a part of Sonic Movie 3, so we'll have to wait and see, but I know Amy Rose is one of the most highly requested characters to be a part of the third movie, that even the voice of Tails, Colleen O'Shaughnessy, and the actress who plays Maddie Wachowski, Tika Sumpter, would love to see Amy Rose in the future.
I would love to see Amy come in at some point. I mean, maybe they'll bring somebody like Amy.
So as you heard it from the cast, they would love to see Amy Rose, but once again, that's not 100% confirmed or denied just yet, so we'll just wait and see. But for right now, Pat Casey and Josh Miller cannot answer to that question yet. The next topic is going to be very important for me to notice, especially for someone who's a huge Jim Carrey fan and who absolutely adore his performance as Dr. Robotnik in the last 2 Sonic movies. This one goes, in regards to Jim Carrey possibly retiring from acting, the dude was hopeful to bring him back for the 3rd film, but that said, it was mainly up to Carrey. Like, as a fan myself, I respect Jim Carrey's decision to retire soon, but at the exact same time, come on, he enjoys playing Dr. Robotnik a lot, he has so many ideas, he's such a joy when he plays the character in these 2 Sonic movies, I'm like, why stop there? Besides, he isn't 100% against the idea of coming back for Sonic 3, because he wants to try to wear a fat suit for Dr. Robotnik's body weight to be fully completed for his iconic look, and also, he's having a lot of fun with these 2 movies, I mean, just look.
I throw the spaghetti against the wall, see if it sticks, see if it's al dente. I know the material, and then, of course, I want to try it a bunch of different ways. Give the director so much to work with, so many levels of emotion, so many levels of cartoon. I'll do them all night if they let me.
Like, he's so committed of bringing this role to life passionately that I truly respect him from all the credit that he deserves. And Pat Casey's response to whether if Jim Carrey's gonna be involved or not in Sonic Movie 3, it definitely gives me a lot of high hopes that he will.
Like, do I really think that Jim is really retiring from acting? I mean, not really. Like,
yeah, I'm with you.
I think Jim puts a lot of energy into his performances. Like, he works hard. Like, I almost want to, walk out there and put a cape around his shoulders like James Brown and like lead him back, and he throws it off and rushes back to the microphone. But I think, Jim works hard and he tires himself out. And then when he's just finished something, he's like, oh, I don't want to do that anymore. But then he's going to sit around for a couple months and then get bored and wants to do something. And like, the people love him. Like, so he has so many fans.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
We love to see him doing his thing. And I think he loves it when people love him doing his thing.
I am considered to be one of those obvious fans that enjoy seeing Jim Carrey doing a lot of his thing, especially when it comes to impersonating his characters like Robotnik.
Destroy the Hedgehog!
The overall point is, the crew members like Pat Casey, the producers, and director Jeff Fowler all hopes that Jim Carrey would be interested to come back in Sonic Movie 3. But yet again, that's all up to Jim Carrey himself if he wants to come back as Dr. Robotnik for a 3rd film. If not, then Jeff Fowler will keep on calling him constantly to convince him.
Do you think he's really going to retire? I hope not.
I would not even begin to speculate. I will call him every day and beg him not to, if that's what it takes.
I will too.
We'll all keep calling him.
Jim Carrey will never escape the Sonic movie franchise. They'll always keep calling him. But anyway, all joking aside, I could talk about this topic all day long, but let's move on to the next one. Josh Miller was careful not to comment on specific plot lines for the 3rd movie, but concluded it was not revealing, given Shadow's introduction to the movie franchise, that there are plans to incorporate elements from Sonic Adventure 2 and the Shadow the Hedgehog spin-off game in the film. Well, what do you know? Looks like our predictions were as expected. Look at that. I was right. Note the lack of surprise. Like what I said in my 3rd movie predictions video, I did say that I would love to see the 3rd movie to be an inspiration of Sonic Adventure 2, and I would love to see a lot of iconic moments such as Sonic and Shadow face each other side by the moon. I found you, Faker line. Should we get the Escape from the City montage? I'd like to see Prison Island, possibly the Bio-Lizard, Space Colony Arc, and if they want to add Rouge the Bat, if they have enough space for her, she could be a part of the story and be a rival to Knuckles. Even Pat Casey loves Rouge the Bat so much that he hopes that Rouge will be a part of this franchise someday.
I love Rouge the Bat. I'll answer that. When is she going to appear? I'm not sure, but I love Rouge the Bat, and I'd like to get her into this franchise because I think she makes a great movie character. You can't trust her, but she's charming, and really, I think it's like you think she's screwing you over, but really she's got a heart of gold. It's just like that's what movies are made of. It's like female fans we need some girl Anthros in this franchise. I fully agree, and it's like and there's all kinds of girls. There are your Mariannes and your Gingers, and I'm thinking the Mariannes like Amy.
So Pat Casey's fully on board of adding a character like Rouge the Bat, and as well as Amy Rose if they have the opportunity to introduce some female Sonic characters, but only time will tell. Another Sonic Adventure 2 element that definitely needs to be added is Super Sonic and Super Shadow working together to stop the Space Colony Arc from destroying the Earth. I mean, ever since Sonic became Super Sonic at the end of the 2nd movie, we need to see more of that for the 3rd movie, but also see Super Shadow in live action. Obviously, the most important element to add from both Sonic Adventure 2 and Shadow the Hedgehog is Maria's involvement into Shadow's arc. But if they're also going to take inspiration from the 2005 Shadow the Hedgehog game, does that mean we're going to get the motorcycle? Is Shadow going to hold a gun in a PG-rated movie? Or the fact that we're going to see some Black Doom elements? I don't know, but since they're going to take inspiration from the Shadow the Hedgehog video game, that's quite interesting. So thank you for the inspiration notes, Josh Miller. Now we get to know what's the inspiration for Sonic Movie 3 aside from Sonic Adventure 2. It's the Shadow the Hedgehog video game that Jeff Fowler has worked on ever since 2005. When it comes to the voice casting of Shadow the Hedgehog, it says here, nothing can be said about Shadow's voice actor, but the idea of aiming for a famous Hollywood actor to voice the Hedgehog was not ruled off. Aha! Called it! Like, I totally expected that Shadow would be voiced by a celebrity, and I know most of you guys will be like, why not bring Jason Griffin back? He's the best voice actor for Shadow. But come on, guys, as much as I love Jason, he hasn't voiced Shadow in a very long time for Sega.
Discovering the secret of my past will be nearly impossible. I'll take those odds.
Like, don't get me wrong, I would love to hear Jason voicing Shadow again for nostalgia's sake, but let's be honest, we kinda need, like, you know, celebrity star power to help market the movie for the casuals, just like with Idris Elba as Knuckles, and plus, we were all okay with the casting choice because he was a great celebrity casting for Knuckles the Echidna.
You're no match for me.
But like Idris Elba, they need to find an A-list famous Hollywood actor to voice Shadow the Hedgehog for Sonic Movie 3, especially if Jim Carrey's gonna be involved or not since he is an A-list celebrity. We just gotta wait by who's gonna be one of the most marketing star power, and we know the most popular casting choices are, from the fans, is Keanu Reeves and Robert Pattinson. And if you are aware of these casting choices, I don't have to explain much, just take a listen.
Whoever comes, whoever it is, I'll kill them. I'll kill them all. I appreciate that. Give me your son.
Vengeance won't change the past. Mine or anyone else's.
Woo! Man, every time I always get chills whenever I get to hear Keanu Reeves or Robert Pattinson's voice in Shadow. If you cast one of these legends, then there you go. That's the perfect celebrity casting choice for Shadow the Hedgehog. If it's not going to be either one of them, then take the consideration of Lee Majdoub, who plays Agent Stone, where he likes to see if Henry Cavill will be a great choice for Shadow, which, that's not a bad choice. I like that idea. As funny as Colleen O'Shaughnessy's casting consideration for Shadow is for Jack Nicholson voicing Shadow, but obviously the man's retired, and I think it's a weird choice. But still, I'm calling my bets on either Keanu Reeves or Robert Pattinson, and then I'm all good. As we continue on reading this, it says, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is currently on what is called the blue sky phase of scriptwriting, where every idea of what the movie could be is being proposed, and the staff streamlines it into what the movie should be. I mean, ever since the third movie was announced, they say that they're actively in development of working on Sonic the Hedgehog 3, so it's kind of a bit of a no-brainer. Besides, I pretty much know what to expect for Sonic the Hedgehog 3 for where it's leading up to, especially from the Sonic Adventure 2 and Shadow the Hedgehog video game inspirations, so it was kind of a bit of a no surprise, so I expected that, honestly. Especially when Sonic the Hedgehog 2 recently made $376 million at the box office, but hey, if money talks, just make your third movie so you could possibly beat that $376 million record for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. The producers are aware of the fans' desire to get Crush 40 to appear in a Sonic film. Even though the movie planning is early, Casey did not rule off the idea of getting the band in the next film. So does that mean it's going to be possible that Crush 40 could play music for Sonic the Hedgehog 3? If you do it, it will be an amazing fan service to the fans themselves. Like, don't get me wrong, Speed Me Up was nice from the first movie. I love Stars in the Sky by Kid Cudi, but come on, you're adding Shadow the Hedgehog. You're taking inspiration from Sonic Adventure 2. You gotta have Crush 40 to have an association with the soundtrack of Sonic Movie 3. And I know the most requested one that we fans wanted the most is this song. Yes, you heard me. Live and Learn to be played in Sonic Movie 3. Like, it will be a big missed opportunity if Crush 40's not involved. I mean, if you're not gonna get Crush 40, just get a rock and roll band like Fall Out Boy or Imagine Dragons. But aside from that, it's good that the producers are fully aware and hopefully, crossing fingers, we get to have Crush 40 to be a part of the soundtrack for Sonic Movie 3. And the final note from co-writer Josh Miller, where he says, in each new Sonic movie, as long as the people got the appetite for them, we'll keep adding yet another person from the game universe. The current plan is to get the third movie released in 2024. Haha, I called it. I totally see that from a mile away. Once again, like, we all expected this. Like, the first movie came out in 2020, and then 2 years later, the second movie came out, and then we expect a third movie to come out 2 years later. I mean, that's always like a running trope for Hollywood sequels nowadays. So that means from 2020 to 2024, we're gonna have like 3 Sonic movies as a trilogy that's like less than a decade. And I gotta say, that's pretty impressive, as they gotta go fast to start production. Like what Josh Miller said, as long as the people got appetite for these Sonic movies, they'll definitely will add more fan favorite characters from the franchise, just like they did with Tails to set up the second movie, and with Shadow for the third movie. They're gonna be like, oh yay, they add Silver for the fourth movie, oh look, Metal Sonic, oh look, Chaos, hey, they're gonna add Big in the fourth movie, and so on and so on. I mean, the producers still want to continue on establishing the Sonic cinematic universe, so if the third movie's gonna be a big hit, which I bet it will be, they possibly might make another Sonic movie every 2 years, kinda similar to what Paramount does with their Transformers franchise. And there you go, those are all the details we know regarding to Sonic the Hedgehog 3 thanks to the writers Pat Casey and Josh Miller. After all, there was a Sega leak that the development of the third movie will start in production for 2023, along with the Knuckles series could come out before Sonic Movie 3. Like, my expectations for the Knuckles series to come out on Paramount Plus for 2023, following up with Sonic Movie 3 in 2024. Like, at least we got the most important details down, from Shadow being the main focus. It will take inspiration of Sonic Adventure 2, including Shadow the Hedgehog solo game. We'll wait until we'll see if Amy's confirmed, whether or not Jim Carrey's Dr. Robotnik will be involved in Sonic Movie 3. The potential with Crush 40 possibly associated with the soundtrack for Sonic Movie 3, and we can go on and on until they release more details about the movie very soon. But that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed my discussion for talking all the small details of Sonic Movie 3 being teased by the writers, let me know down in the comments. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care now, bye bye then.